Okay, what I'm here to do today is introduce you to a new series of cameras that we're doing at the moment. The L series. We do the V series. They don't have this function that I'm here to do a review of with you. The L series now comes with an OSD. Now this is for the camera. It's an on-screen display menu that opens up a lot of options and makes the camera a lot more versatile. Now I've got this camera connected up directly to a recording device. I haven't got it connected to a digital video recorder for CCTV. This is just showing the camera. This menu is operational from the camera. It has a little joystick on it that is quite simple to use. It's up, down, left, right, and you push it in, that's to like select. So I'll get right ahead on it. Now if you push it in, that'll bring up select. Okay, welcome to another video by Security Guide. Now we've got some new cameras now, the L series. Now you may have heard of the V series. The V series don't have this option, it's just for the L. This is a real party piece for this camera. The L series is now available with a menu that's attached to the camera itself, as you can see on screen now. This is the main menu. Now there comes with a little joystick that's actually attached to the cable itself for the camera. You don't need to plug anything in. You don't need to buy anything separate to be able to use this menu. I've got this camera, connected directly to a recording device like a USB recorder. It's nothing to do with a CCTV DVR, nothing like that. It's just the camera itself. Now I've got a picture, this picture in particular, I've got the camera recording live, as you can see. Straight to this picture because of its colour. Now I'll get more into that. I want to demonstrate this menu to you and how it can help you. It makes everything more versatile. You can change so many options. You can put the camera in better places than you could with the normal cameras that don't have this menu. It brings up a whole new world of options. Okay, what I'd like to point out first of all, we do a lot of different L series cameras. We've got the 600 range, we've got the dome range, got the IR range. This menu comes with all the cameras. It's the same for all of them above 480 TVL. So the 540s, the 600s, 700s all have this menu. The 420s don't. It's not seen as really necessary for what you need it for. Okay, so let's get right in ahead now. Right, now I'm using this joystick, which is really simple to use. Alright, let's check out the lens first of all. Use left and right generally to change options, or if it has like the return icon. Now if you look at the end of exposure underneath manual, which is highlighted now, you'll see like a little return icon. That means if you push enter, which is pushing the joystick in, it'll bring up more options for you. So if we go to the lens now, let's change that. You've got a couple of different options there. By default it's set to manual. Let's jump straight into exposure. Okay, now I'm going to come back to the shutter option because I can really show you that it becomes more useful from what I can see with night vision. It really applies during night vision. I'll come back to this, but what you can do is, I'll just have a quick flick through it now as well. Left, you can actually alter the shutter manually, so it adjusts. I'm going through it quite quick, so it's got to adjust quite quickly. Let's take it right back, stick it to auto, and we've got everything back. Now I'm in a room now where we don't have any natural light. Everything's off halogen light, so cameras really act better in natural light than they do with this one. So this menu is really going to apply to me. As you can see, the colours now, these are the default settings of the camera. I've changed nothing so far other than what you've seen, and I've put it back to what it was. Now you can see on this one the colours are there and you can see the colours, but they're not sharp enough. So let's alter the brightness. If we alter the brightness, we should be able to get a better picture. Let's take it down a little bit. Yeah, there you go. If you see there, look at that. We've got much better contrast between all the colours now. We've got better reds, better yellows. This is what I'm saying. You can put the camera on a wall, and if it doesn't look right, you think, the brightness could do with turning down, or I could do with turning up, or I could do the shutter myself, or you know, any of these, you can go right ahead and do it. Now, as you can see, we've just improved that. We've made it look better. So I'll leave that as is for now, so you can really see the improvement on it. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so we've got the brightness. We've just had a look at the brightness and the shutter. Now, if you look under AGC, remember how I said before, this menu goes for all the cameras. Well, for this camera, this option, you can't really use it. You can't really use AGC on this. So if we try and move left and right, it doesn't give us any more options. Now, DWDR, again, good exposure setting. Let's flick that on. We've got the return icon. Let's go into that. Brings us up a new menu. That's return. That's to go back. So I'd select that to go back to the previous page I was looking at. If we change the level on this, so let's bring it up a little bit. Now you see how it altered the picture when I enabled it a little bit. So let's bring that up. Yeah, see there, it changes. Let's bring it right back down again. There. Yeah, that's a good definition right there anyway. So let's return. I'll flick that back off. Let's return back onto the main menu. Okay, moving on to the white balance now. You can see that we've got ATW1. Let's move it across. ATW2. Now notice how we don't have a return icon on these. That means we can't change them from here. These are preset. Okay, so let's move it on a little bit more. Let's see what else we get. AWC to set, again that's a preset option. Manual, now you see if we flick it to manual, we get the return icon. Let's enter that. New menu, okay, we've got the colour temperature. That means, mine's set for indoor, I'm using the cameras indoor, so I don't know, let me give you a warmer picture between the blue and the red. Now you see they've got dashes on, I'll just highlight them for you. See there, in between them two, you've got the dashes. Now that means we can't edit it on this indoor option. So let's flick that across. Okay, we've got outdoor, which is a bit more of a balance towards the red. It would appear. Let's move it on to manual. Now, if you select manual, you can alter it yourself. So I don't know, if you've got a really bright room, I can see this coming in quite handy. So let's change it. Let's bring it up there. From what I can see, it's a bit blue. It's a bit of a very bias towards the blue, obviously, but I'm not here to set it up. I'm here to show you what you can do with it. So let's go to return. Let's flip. In fact, sorry, we'll change that back to indoor. Leave that as default. Okay, let's return. Flick that to ATW1. That's what it was on anyway. Okay. Okay, going back to what we was explaining before was the shutter. It comes in really useful at night. So what I'm going to do now is disable the lighting that I've got. So let's turn that off. Camera switches to the night vision mode. Now if we use the toggle, let's change the shutter. Now you see, if we change the shutter, and this is good for basements where it's, say for example, the camera's always going to be on night mode, it'll help you out a lot. To find a decent setting for each environment, because of course every environment's different. Like I've been saying all along, is that you can really fine tune what you really want to do. Okay, so let's put them lights back on and we'll move on. Alright, moving on to the backlighting options. Now these are very, very clever. I like these. A real party piece to this camera. Let's pull the scenario across. Let's say you've got a driveway and you've got your camera covering your driveway. Okay, you can have different lighting options. Now, if we set this to BLC, you can see the picture brightens up a little bit. Now that's it enhances the picture, so if it's really dark, come in handy. Okay, we've even got an enter option. Let's have a look in there. Okay, now you see there, you can set all your own custom area. We've got area select 2. You've got 2 settings. Okay, yeah, you can have a mess around with that yourself. That'll just to enable you to really mess with the display kind of thing. So let's move back. Okay, now here's my favorite one. We slip this to HLC. Again, like I say, you have different sensitivities of this. I'm going to explain these sensitivities before I demonstrate it to you. You have mode, that means it'll do it all the time, whenever, or it'll, you can select. I'm quite sure if you go over this one, yeah, you can do it so it only does it during the night, only does it during the day. Yeah, we're going to leave ours on default, which is all day. You can change the level, which I assume is the intensity. Let's move back. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to enable a torch on my phone. Now, what this camera does, within seconds, split seconds, it analyzes a light that's too bright for the camera that would normally flare a camera up. Now, if you've got a driveway at night, or even during the at night, sorry, and you've got a car and it pulls into the driveway and it's got big bright, these new Audis have these like Xeon headlights and they're really bright. It's gonna flare up your camera if you've got your camera lower down. That's bad because you can't see anything. Now, not with highlight compensation. This is all the Samsung cameras have this as well. Okay, let's. I'm going to put this torch in front of the camera. See there how it eclipses the light. Okay, it blocks the light itself. Now, wherever I move that, it's not fixed. It automatically picks it up. I move it closer. It gets bigger, further away, whichever. Now, I'm going to show you that again, but I'm going to turn this highlight compensation off. So let's knock that off. Okay, it's altered a little bit. Okay, camera. And you can see that that's no good. I mean, it's too bright. You know, it's flaring up the camera. It's altering the shutters, adjusting to it. You don't want that. You want the highlight compensation. Like I say, with the V series, you wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get that with the V series. You wouldn't be able to alter it. With this, you can. Like I say, it makes it really versatile for what you're doing. If you've got a camera in a really bright room, you've got it on the ceiling, you've got a lot of very bright lights in there, you could use highlight compensation, mess with the intensity a little bit, select the mode that you want to play it on, and it, like I say, it opens up a whole world of recording options for you. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so moving on from the backlighting, switch that off now, put that back to default. You've got your day and night mode. Now, a camera switches to night, it turns into black and white mode to enable the infrared to really assist it. Now, if I change this now, it will switch to, that's colour, so that's staying during the day, so that it will only stay in colour. Flick that to black and white. Now that's what comes on nearly all infrared cameras, switch to black and white at night. Okay, this isn't with infrared on, it's now night vision mode, but the infrared is only hardware. It adjusts through the hardware. I'll show you for now. I'm going to put my finger over the sensor for it. Bear with us 2 seconds. Okay, that's with the infrared on. So if I let go, infrared back off. But it's still in the night mode. It's still in the black and white night mode. Okay, so let's flick that back to default. Auto. Now DPC. Okay, we've got an enter icon. Let's have a look. Okay, this option allows you to it processes the image itself it's looking at. Okay, you'd really want to. I don't have time to run through that one for you with you now, but like I say, follow the instructions and that's it. Now to get back out of this, you can't actually. I'd have to restart the camera, which isn't a problem. You have to go ahead. Once you click that, you have to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to unplug the power. Okay, there we go. Plug it back in, and the camera's restarted. Okay, which is probably saved none of my settings now that I've changed, but no matter. I can go back into them. Okay, now this is what it's called the special options. We go in here. You've got a camera title. Now that allows you to put a title on your camera. Now most DVRs will allow you to do this anyway, but if, like for example, you're like me now, I'm not using a DVR, I'm connecting it straight to a computer. Some people will connect a camera straight to a computer and leave it recording. That's when this menu would come in really handy, because you can title that camera, like if you've got it overlooking your garden, you could put garden or anything like that. I'll show you quickly now if we go onto it. Got the enter straight on. See, you've got the full alphabet there, 600 TV lines. This chipset is 600 TVL, so that's how it applies. Yeah, it's really quite good. I mean, once you've done that, slap on the okay, I want to so we're not going to change them. It's going to take me a while to put whatever I want to put in there, but you get the idea. So let's click end. Right, then we've got, I'll flick that off for now, we don't need it. Motion detection. Now that's hardware motion detection. That means that the camera itself will detect motion through itself. Normally a DVR with motion detection, most people have it on so that it scans the image and looks at difference for the image, whereas this one, the camera actually picks the motion itself. Okay. Now obviously you've got different areas there. Okay, if I flick through the areas, see each one flashes. Area 4, Area 3, Area 2, Area 1. Okay. You've got the actual state. I mean, for example, if you only want the one area, you can turn that one off. Let's go to number 2, turn that one off. Number 3, turn that one off. And you've got number 4, that leaves us. Let's change this to number 4 so it's flashing. We know we've got it selected. Could change the width of that. Change the width, yeah. And the, yeah. you get the idea. I mean, you can move it to. It's quite flexible. You can do really quite a lot with it. Okay, so let's knock that off anyway. Let's return. We'll knock that off. Privacy. Now this is a big one. This is a biggie. A lot of DVRs allow you to put privacy, but some don't. Even some good DVRs don't allow you to, put privacy. They've not added it as an option in particular. I'm going to show you how this applies. For example, if you've got a camera that's overlooking let's say the side of your house. If there's a house next door, you could have like a window, like one of their windows. Now you can't look a camera through people's windows. That's invading someone's privacy. So let's say that's our case. Let's move this on. Now we've got 8 blocks. We only need the 1. So if you bear with us 2 seconds. Okay, so we've got these privacy areas now. Let's really go to town with these. So we've got an option there. You see it. You saw it before. It had the return signal, the return sign. So it means we can edit it. Now I want one area. So let's say, I don't know. I'll have this one. We'll leave it black. We can change all the color and everything on it. Okay. Let's select number 2 off. Number 3 off. 4. Okay, and as you can see, I only need the 1. So you can see this one that I've got on, it is flashing away there. So that's on. Let's change it a little bit so we can modify it a little bit. So I don't know, what should we do? Let's put privacy over this fella's helmet. Okay, let's move it up a little bit. Move it across. Okay, that moves it down. Let's move it up. Oh, that's colour selection, sorry. Either colour doesn't really matter, does it? Okay. Now you can see there, we've covered it. So if we return now, see there, you've got a box over it. So if you're looking, this camera's looking from the side of a house and you can see a window, for example, then you're going to want to put a block over that. You've no need to look into somebody's window. Okay, moving on. I'm going to disable this for now. It's getting in the way a little bit. Now this is the park line option. If you put that on and press enter, give you a lot of options. Now this is for like parking cars. Obviously, you have 4 parked cars. You can change the areas that they're around. So if you, I don't know, if it depends what angle you're viewing at. Let's change these around a little bit. You can see it's really versatile. Okay, you can even change the angle of them. Make them like that. Make them thicker, or you can yeah, you can make them thicker, you make them thinner. It's up to you. Let's end that. Okay. Okay, so let's turn this option off because we don't really need it. Okay. Let's return. Off. Image adjustment, really simple. Lens shading on. You can say it's fully alterable. These options, I think they come out more at night. 2DNR, you've got that there. You can mirror the image, so that's mirrored it the other way. It's good if I don't know, you've got you're coming useful. Okay, let's move it back. You can change the font color of this menu. You can change all sorts of the contrast. Let's change that. Definitely. Let's bring it down a little bit. As you can see, it brings out the colors just like the brightness did. Let's make it a bit more sharp. Yeah. Now display, this is set to CRT. This is wrong. I'm actually using an LCD monitor. Let's change that to LCD. Press enter. You've got even more options. You've got the gamma level. You've got the gate. You've got all these options to play with and alter these cameras just straight to the precise setting that you need. Okay. Let's leave that back as LCD for now. Negative image, obviously, negative colors. Okay. Now, moving on, we've got the adjustments for the actual camera itself. We've got the ID of the camera. Now, Pelco D and everything are usually used for PTZ. Now, like I say, this firmware for this camera is used across a range of all different cameras, from the people that make this. So, with this one, we can't really use Pelco D. Obviously, it's not a pan tilt zoom camera. But anyway, it's there. Okay. Now, like I say, you've got display ID there as well. That's like using the cam title, I suppose. That's fine. You've got languages, different languages. We've got the version here as well. This is the firmware version. So if you get another camera, you can compare them. Say you get one, and a year later you get another one. You can compare the versions, and yeah, you can, like I say, it's so informative. So let's move back. Now here's the big one. This is what I'm going to use now, is to reset these options. Say you change a couple and you mess the picture up. No worries. All you got to do, come back here, reset. Let's reset it to factory settings. There you go. Camera's reset to exactly how it was when I started. Exit. Camera done. That's it. Well, this demonstration was from Security Guide. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it informs you on some of these cameras. And these are, like I say, these are great cameras. The L series is only available from UK Security Shop. Thank you very much.